today I'm bringing in a message from the Council of Light. Now, I don't know if I explained earlier in any of my earlier videos who some of these beings are that I work with. I work primarily with who I call, or they call themselves, the Guardians of Light. So the Guardians are a group of benevolent ETs. They are ascended masters, they are guardian angels, they are archangels. So they are a collective of beings who are assisting us in our evolution. They've been a part of the expansiveness, if you will, of Earth as she has been moving through this Earth plane, and all of us as human beings. The Ascended Masters are, beings that we've heard of through time where they have volunteered and taken upon themselves to assist us in this Earth game and really to help protect us so we don't blow ourselves up. But there have been quite a few times we've come really close to destroying ourselves, and they have intervened on our behalf. Now, they can't intervene against free will choice. We have our choice, but they have been known to stop us from destroying ourselves by manipulating our equipment, our machines, so that we can't destroy ourselves. So the message that comes in today is from the Council of Light. I am going to go ahead and read this to you. And as I have in the past, I'll just put some kind of pretty thing on the screen so that you don't have to see me tracking my words and mistakes that I make while I'm reading. So here goes. Oh, and then at the end, I might stick around and explain some of these things to you. I know in the past, I've just put the messages up and let you decide for yourself what they mean. But I've noticed that in some of my videos, the messages are so ambiguous that it's hard for people to understand what it is I'm seeing when these messages come in. So these messages, as I receive them, and I'm pretty sure is the case with other people who have the same telepathic capacity, is that I hear words, I see images, and I get impressions. So I think what's really important for people to understand is that the angels don't speak English. God doesn't speak English. It has to go through our own interpretation filters. So this is the reason that in the Bible days, people would interpret the messages that come in based on what their understanding is of the message. So not everyone is going to get exactly the same message and exactly the same interpretation of the message because it has to go through our own filters of understanding. So I hope that helps. And then if there's anything here that feels like it needs to be expressed on more, I'll talk about that at the end. So I'll go ahead and start reading this for you. Good morning, dear one. We are the Council of Light, gathered now in the council chamber on this auspicious day as you know it to be. We have been watching very closely and carefully the process and progress of Earth's ascension and the ascension of her people. She is one of the most advanced beings in the universe. Only the most evolved soul aspects of Source become planets, able to birth and create life. It is a great honor to be given the responsibility of mass creation, and she has done a divine job of supporting all life on her being. She is now shedding those who have manipulated her and her creations, not out of hate, as hate is a human emotion, but from neutrality, seeing what no longer serves her and no longer willing to support those who abuse her. In essence, letting go of her own codependent relationship and moving into interdependence with the beings who genuinely love her and want to protect her, as any loving child would of their mother. As she sheds those beings from her earth plane, remain calm, remain loving, and continue to send light into the process that it occur with grace and ease, efficiently and effectively, and for the highest and greatest good for all life on earth. We are asking that all beings who are focused on freedom and love keep their minds and hearts free of hate and vengeance. Those emotions only slow the process and create more suffering in the process. Focus on love, focus on light, focus on freedom, focus on peace and prosperity. Focus on what they want and not what they don't want. Do not even allow violence, civil war, and againstness to the supposed other side to blur their focus. As a messenger of light, love, and freedom, remind them of this. You cannot create the reality you seek while focusing on the opposite. Creation simply does not work that way. In order to create the heaven on earth, we need you, all of you, to focus your minds, hearts, visions, words, and works in that direction. The more of you who hold intense focus in that direction, the quicker and easier it will manifest. The darkness knows this and found media to be the most efficient way to turn masses of humanity toward their dark vision. Use their technologies for good, for light, for love. Create waves of consciousness. Flood the airwaves across every corner of the earth, into every field, into every home, the truth that love is more powerful than fear, that love prevails, that light cancels out darkness, that utopia really is possible. When enough people see that vision, it will be encoded in them, programmed into them in the same way that fear and darkness have been programmed. Create programming that brings out the best in people. The more people who get on the programming bandwagon, the faster the loving earth reality will manifest. Start your own shows. Speak the loving truth whenever possible. As love and light flood the airwaves, they will cancel out fear and darkness because they must. It is law. Make your voices heard in swarms and masses that love is real and love really does conquer all. The power of those who work in the dark will collapse and fall without ever having to lift a weapon. The pen is mightier than the sword, and the sword of truth cuts through all deception. Your voices and your pens are the most powerful devices in the creation of the heaven on earth. Use them lovingly. Use them generously. Use them to flood the world with new possibilities. The time of exposing the darkness by massive voices is over. Leave that now to the officials. Your voices and minds are now called upon for creating a new vision, and share that vision forward. When all that humanity sees is new possibilities and inspiration, they will gladly turn away from their addiction to fear, as fear can never fill them up or make them feel whole. Fear can never empower them to their true potential. Only love and inspiration can do that. That, dear one, and all the dear ones who hear this message, is your new calling. Yes, there are other purposes in your path, and this for now takes precedence. In this now emergence, all voices are called upon to spread love and awaken the new vision of heaven on earth, peace and prosperity for all. We ask this to be so. Go forward now and spread the vision. As the creators, the intercreators of your reality, you must now in oneness create this vision for yourselves. We can assist you, but we cannot do the work for you. The collective of humanity creates its reality. Be the divine creators that you are and speak this new vision into reality. So be it. So the impression that I got with that message was that we are all being asked to stop focusing on the blame and what's happened in the past and really get busy telling the possibilities of heaven on earth and create new visions. Now, if you saw a message a couple of weeks ago from my friend Brandy, she was telling me what television means and how it's been used to tell a vision. You see, because we as a collective of humanity, our vision, what we envision, is what creates our reality. So through television, the dark forces have been using televisions to get us to envision their vision rather than our vision, which is why most of the programming that we've been seeing is dark, it's depressive, and it feeds us this belief. It feeds us basically unconsciously a vision of dystopia, and that That's all that we're capable of creating. And we know better than that. Those of us who are here to make a difference in the world know. We know that utopia is possible. But television and the movies try to tell us that utopia is not possible. I don't know if you've noticed that, but even in the movies where the good guys win and the light wins in the sequel, they go back and it's dystopia again. It's like we've never able to access utopia. And it is possible. There are enough of us that know that heaven on earth is possible and peace on earth is possible. That needs to be the new story that we tell. That needs to be the new television. That every story we speak and every story that's told out there across the airwaves is stories of possibilities, stories of hope, stories of utopia, stories of heaven on earth. We can create that, and it's up to every one of us who actually know that's possible to start telling that new vision until that vision becomes the collective vision. And so the message that I was getting was that every single one of us participate in creating this new vision. So instead of repeating the old stories and the old movies that tell us that heaven on earth isn't possible and that peace isn't possible and that utopia isn't possible, let's take to the airwaves, take over the technology that they've been telling us, been feeding us their old fear-based programming, and program something entirely new into the collective consciousness. We're the ones that have that. And we all, we all have cameras at home and we all have the technology. So let's use their technology for good. So that's my message for today. And I will see you again in the next episode.